each other. But I give Devin the edge. I think Devin is more polished. I think he's more well-rounded. And I think the longer the rounds go, the more it's going to go towards them.
Terence Crawford has become a hotcake in the world of boxing, with several fighters across different weight divisions seeking a fight against him despite his suspension. Ryan Garcia has joined the list, and he called out the super welterweight champion in a very brutal and rash manner. This is probably because Terence Crawford had predicted against him before his fight against Devin. But who wouldn't?
Terence Crawford. Why Terence Crawford?
I don't think he's as good as people say he is. I mean, you could debate me on that. I think I'm a better fighter, faster, stronger. I'm in my prime.
Considering how wild he behaved. Expectedly, Terence Crawford, who wouldn't make a move until his opponent began the trash talk, has fired back at him. Ryan Garcia has blasted Terence Crawford and insisted he has the tools to beat him in a mega fight. Garcia was banned from boxing for 1 year after failing 2 drugs tests around his overturned win against Devin Haney, but remains an integral figure in the current landscape. He has already begun sizing up options for when he returns to action in 2025, which could include a sequel with bitter rival Haney. But in his latest livestream on Sunday night, Garcia has declared his intentions to meet 4-weight world champion Crawford. He suggested that his rival would be handed his biggest financial opportunity yet if he accepted the showdown. King Rye told fans, "Bud Crawford, I called him out, but he only wants to fight Canelo Alvarez. I don't think he's as good as people think. I feel like Terence Crawford is overrated. I'll beat the hell out of him. I would actually fight him. I would go in there and give it my all. He's boring. I would probably give him his biggest payday of his life if he took that fight." Interestingly, Terence Crawford fired back in a tweet the moment Ryan Garcia began trolling. Before, on his X handle, he tweeted, "Damn, I did a lot to be fighting all bums. Haters hate, but my name will forever be stamped in the history books forever." Crawford recently chose to move up to super welterweight, where he beat Israel Madrimov to become a world champion in a 4th weight division. He has made it clear that his intentions are to pursue a showdown with Canelo Alvarez next, which would see him likely need to bulk to 168 lb. Alvarez has yet to accept the clash, but interest is certainly there from Saudi boxing chief Turki Alik, given the commercial opportunity at stake.
Being quote-unquote canceled for having an opinion. Nobody really stands on shit in boxing. Everybody's kind of scared. It's kind of weird.
Despite the marketability of a meeting between Garcia and Crawford, it seems highly unlikely, he said. Bud has got it in him to defeat Canelo. I can see him doing it. Is it a challenge for him? Of course. Is it a challenge for the whole team? Of course. But that's what we're in the business for. Being great. I know that Bud has the tools to beat him. If Bud beats Canelo, we may damn near retire if you beat the pound-for-pound king. This was a continuation of his rants in an interview some weeks ago where boxing superstar Ryan Garcia
Called him out already. I think he literally is only trying to fight Canelo Alvarez.
held nothing back in his scathing critique of 2-time undisputed champion Terence Crawford. Crawford's resume was widely seen as a weak point leading up to his 2023 fight with Errol Spence Jr. His most notable wins were against Sean Porter and a past-his-prime Amir Khan and Kell Brook. He also earned some recognition with TKO victories over Egidijus, Mean Machine, Kavaliauskas, and Jose Benavidez Jr. Bud fans were vindicated when Crawford demolished Spence to become the unequivocal elite at welterweight, but hot-headed Garcia thinks otherwise. Terence Crawford really hasn't beat nobody other than Errol Spence Jr. that went through a car crash, Garcia explained on Say Cheese. Name one guy that he beat other than Errol Spence. After deliberating about Crawford's resume, Garcia laid on the insults. Terence Crawford is an overhyped bum, Garcia continued. Garcia is currently suspended by the New York State Athletic Commission in April for his Devin Haney doping incident and expelled by the WBC in July for making hateful remarks on social media. It's safe to say he won't be fighting Crawford in a professional context anytime soon.
He didn't look good his last fight. I can fight him at 154 if he wants it.
So you truly think that Terence Crawford's overrated?
I do.
The impressive performance followed by the dramatic circumstances that ensued marked the culmination of a bizarre few months for the 26-year-old after he had sparked concern with a series of alarming posts on social media. Speaking live earlier this week, Garcia launched into an expletive-ridden tirade, claiming Hearn had accused him of looking crazy before the fight began. Eddie Hearn's dumb head was like, "Ryan was looking crazy in the ring before the fight. Garcia said on X. Mother freaker, I was not able to watch the fight, you stupid dumbhead. I was literally normal, bro. I don't know what they're making up. It's freaking crazy. I was freaking normal, ready to fight. And if I was that freaking up in the ring where I was looking, everywhere, all freaking spaced out. How was I able to land a freaking perfect counter left hook in front of his jaw? Garcia then continued his rant, claiming Hearn had turned his back on Haney following the fight. Your fighter didn't fight good, bro. And he wasn't even your fighter at the time, he added. You're just head-riding Devin Haney, and then when he got beat, you turn your back on him. You're a freaking fake phone. Damn you, Eddie Hearn, damn you. I hope somebody's recording this. Damn you, Eddie Hearn, for trying to make this narrative like I was freaking cracked out before the fight. You're just an idiot. Haney publicly clashed with Hearn during Anthony Joshua's IBF title clash with Daniel Dubois at Wembley. The 25-year-old claimed on social media that Hearn had denied him tickets to the record-breaking showdown, but later arrived at the event and was filmed engaging in a heated discussion with the promoter at ringside. The ongoing feud between Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney has once again captured the attention of the boxing world. Just the other day,
I was literally normal, bro. I don't know what they're making up. It's fucking crazy. I was fucking normal.
the Dream escalated the tension by filing a lawsuit against Garcia, accusing him of battery, fraud, and breach of contract. The lawsuit stems from Garcia's doping violation following their April title fight in Brooklyn, New York. Garcia tested positive for the banned substance ostarine on the day of the bout, resulting in a $1.2 million fine and a 1-year suspension. Since the lawsuit was made public, Garcia has been relentless on social media, firing off a series of tweets aimed at Haney. Now, he appears to have widened the conflict, dragging Haney's former promoter Eddie Hearn into it as well. Reflecting on the lawsuit from his client,
I don't know what's wrong with him. And then Eddie Hearn's dumbass was like, Ryan was looking crazy in the ring before the fight. Motherfucker, I was not. You could watch the fight, you stupid dumb fuck.
Hearn told Charlie Parsons that it could be a significant moment in the sport of boxing because I think it's going to really start to deter fighters from taking PEDs. He further added that a 1-year ban for Garcia was insignificant, but if you lose tens of millions of dollars, it puts a different spin on it. It seems like you and Haney underestimated me so bad that you can't wrap your head around the fight, and neither can Haney, Garcia continued. This seems to have elicited a lengthy rant from the Victorville native, who went on to brand Hearn a hypocrite.
You idiot. How would you tell me, oh, Ryan was fucking cracked out in the ring? How was I cracked out if I stepped into the ring?
As he offered his longtime rival a sponsorship deal that Haney might not like. Responding to Hearn's statement, Garcia expressed his innocence in the matter, claiming that experts agree he never took any PEDs. It's worth mentioning that Garcia alleged that the substance found in his system came from supplements he had been taking. Regardless, he continued suggesting that the reason behind the lawsuit is that neither Haney nor Hearn could wrap their heads around how the fight went down. Now look what has happened. It seems like you both can't catch a win, Garcia wrote in a following tweet. Garcia wrote, Eddie Hearn is a hypocrite, adding that Hearn's fighter Conor Benn tested positive for banned substances before his scheduled bout against Chris Eubank Jr. in 2022. But Hearn kept trying to push for that fight to happen anyway. My fight. No one knew about anything in my system till weeks after my fight. This is some clown stuff by Eddie Hearn, he wrote, speculating that the reason Haney is suing him is for money. Garcia offered up a sponsorship deal to his old rival. Garcia wrote, if Devin needs money this bad, I got a sponsorship for him.
Ready to fight. If I was that fucked up in the ring where I was looking everywhere, all fucking spaced out, how was I able to land a fucking perfect counter left hook in front of his jaw? You stupid dumb fuck Eddie Hearn.
It's a new kind of tampon made specifically for men. It's worth noting that since their fight, Haney was supposed to defend his World Boxing Council super lightweight belt. However, due to a super low purse bid, which many speculate was a result of the Garcia fight, Haney refused to defend it and was made a champion in recess. Regardless, Garcia continued, I've had this left hook since I started boxing. Never needed anything to enhance it. This is ridiculous. That being said, Ryan Garcia seems to be in a whirlwind of trouble because he defeated Devin Haney back in April with a majority decision, even though the win was turned into a no contest. Devin Haney doesn't seem satisfied with the outcome. Amidst the joyous announcement of the birth of his daughter, Logan Paul found himself embroiled in an exchange with boxer Ryan Garcia. The two have been engaged in a public feud for some time, and their latest spat unfolded in the comments section of Paul's baby announcement post. Paul and his Prime Hydration brand had recently filed a defamation lawsuit against Garcia, accusing him of making false and defamatory statements about the energy drink. In response to Garcia's congratulatory message on his baby announcement, Paul took the opportunity to remind Garcia of the pending lawsuit. Paul wrote, "Prime's still suing you for lying, but thanks." Garcia, however, dismissed the response, writing,
"You with a couple shots, then you threw a fucking jab and I countered a perfect hook on your chin. How much fucking cracked out could I be doing that? This is what I'm saying. I'm tired of fucking Eddie Hearn, bro. This dude's a fucking
Eddie Hearn's a
phony.
bitch, bro. He's a bitch, bro. I'm gonna help
He's a
you win that
fucking phony.
case.
"I could care less about your lawsuit. I am giving a congrats to the birth of your child." As for Terence Crawford, he recently got called out by Conor McGregor, who expressed his desire to lock horns against him soon. Duelbits grabbed major headlines when news emerged that it had inked a deal with Conor McGregor after marking his livestream debut on May 20th. UFC's first two-division champion joined the crypto-oriented online service during a fresh stream. As much as he entertained many viewers, the live broadcast became a treasure trove of some valuable information. A few certainly learned that McGregor was in talks with none other than boxing's own Terence Crawford for a major PCT. The Notorious is not new to boxing per se. Along with Floyd Mayweather Jr., McGregor pulled off one of the highest-grossing boxing matches of all time. Ever since, there have been talks of a ring return, but nothing came of it. The latest revelation is bound to cause a few raised eyebrows. Boxing's first two-division undisputed champion and McGregor met recently. Their photos at Wembley Stadium for the Anthony Joshua-Daniel Dubois fight gained considerable traction. "I was with Crawford at the fights in Wembley," said the Notorious, as he spoke about the much-sought-after matchup between Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford. The Irishman heaped praises on Crawford's boxing abilities, but it seems he didn't share a similar opinion about Alvarez. Then, he also mentioned Bud's prowess on the wrestling mat. "You know, they're always talking to me about bouts. I've already boxed a boxer. Boxer, MMA is me," said the Notorious. According to him, he might as well be the best boxer in the mixed martial arts landscape, who can hit with devastating power. "So, I talked to him, Crawford, back and forth. It's like a two-fight deal," he said, calling the whole conversation with Terence Crawford. McGregor added, "Crawford, they're here talking about you and me fighting. Two-fight deal. MMA first, boxing second. I know you have an extensive wrestling background and balls the size of a Bengal tiger. They're asking for a fight. It's going to be hundreds of millions on the line. What's up?" However, UFC's former featherweight and lightweight champion elaborated that Terence Crawford didn't appear particularly excited about the prospects. He goes, "I don't fancy taking a kickoff from Conor McGregor." That's what he said. "You have to respect that," McGregor said. Sometime before, Conor McGregor shared his views on next month's Dmitry Bivol versus Artur Beterbiev showdown as well. Like many, he also felt that it was going to be a one-of-a-kind contest involving two of the best in the business. While talking, the former UFC champion skidded off the main topic and touched base with his newly acquired stake in the bare-knuckle fighting championship. "It's a different world without gloves," he said. However, swiftly bouncing back, he highlighted how the Bivol-Beterbiev bout is going to be a cracking one, and for putting on such remarkable spectacles, he profusely credited the Riyadh season head, His Excellency Turki Al-Sheikh. Nevertheless, McGregor-Crawford would have been a phenomenal matchup. Yes, time and again, clips of Bud displaying his commendable grappling abilities have attracted significant interest, but will that be sufficient to bear the brutal punishment in an octagon? Likewise, McGregor might be knowing a thing or two about the gloves. However, would he be able to withstand a pummeling from a pound-for-pound best boxer? Also, Samson Lukowicz, the promoter for World Boxing Organization and World Boxing Council junior middleweight champion Sebastian Fundora, is aiming for a unification fight with World Boxing Association champion Terence Crawford, rather than a title defense against Errol Spence. Fundora recently secured a 12-round split decision victory over World Boxing Organization junior middleweight champion Tim Tszyu on March 30th and is set to return to the ring after recovering from injuries sustained in that bout. A fight with Spence is seen as less lucrative and less high-profile compared to a showdown with Crawford, who remains at the peak of his career.
Name has been brought up with Conor McGregor, and a lot of people at first were surprised that, like, oh, why is Terence even wanting to do something like that? But I thought And from talking to you, you know how to wrestle.
Right.
Like, you're a good wrestler.
Spence's loss to Crawford last year and his 14-month inactivity have likely diminished his appeal among fans. A Crawford versus Fundora fight would likely generate strong pay-per-view numbers in the US, surpassing the attention from Fundora's recent bout against WBA 154lb champion Israel Madrimov on August 3rd. Boxing insider Manuk Akopian reported that promoter Samson Lukowicz is focused on securing a fight with the undefeated Terence Crawford, 37, rather than Errol Spence. A matchup with Crawford makes sense for Fundora, as he's highly regarded by Saudi boxing figurehead Turki Al-Sheikh, and the fight would be a major moneymaker for one of the Riyadh season events.
The money up, give me enough time to train, and everything else will be selling.
A fight between Sebastian Fundora and Errol Spence continues to simmer. Promoter Samson Lukowicz tells me he's only focused on staging a fight for Fundora against Terence Crawford, Manuk Akopian stated on X. Terence Crawford had shown interest in a potential fight against Mexico's three-belt super middleweight champion Canelo Alvarez after narrowly securing a unanimous decision win over Israel Madrimov on August 3rd to claim the World Boxing Association 154lb title. However, the fight seems unlikely, as Canelo hasn't brought up any desire to face Crawford.
With him too, it'd be a great fight. He's before that Terence Crawford fight, he was considered one of the best fighters in the world.
A World Boxing Organization official mentioned that Terence Crawford has the option to request an extension for negotiations before the Monday deadline. However, promoter Samson Lukowicz pointed out that Crawford's team's lack of communication during this period speaks volumes. Lukowicz believes the World Boxing Organization should impose a 10-day deadline for Crawford to declare whether he intends to fight Sebastian Fundora. If Crawford from Nebraska decides to step away from negotiations with Fundora, it's anticipated that Southern California's Sebastian Fundora.
It's a great opportunity. I think it's a match made in heaven. But Terence Crawford is the best fighter in the world. I would like to fight him.
Will have to face former three-belt welterweight champion Errol Spence Jr. Spence notably appeared in the ring with Fundora after his two-belt victory over Tim Tszyu on March 30th. And that's all for now. For the very best updates on news, moments, events, and actions in the world of boxing, stay connected with us by subscribing to our YouTube channel, and don't forget to turn on notifications to get notified when we drop quality content like this. Until next time, peace out.